Alright guys, how's it going? Today we're going to be on our daily / weekly NHL news update. We got some good topics, starting with my boy EP. Elias Pettersson, coming into the 2019-2020 season, I didn't know what to necessarily expect. He just came off his phenomenal rookie season, of course winning him the Calder trophy for the best rookie of the year, and I didn't necessarily want to set expectations too high. Pettersson himself is a very competitive person, and I really feel like after the show he put on for us Canucks fans or just NHL fans in general last season, I feel like there was a lot of weight on his shoulders to succeed, and for someone as young as Pettersson, that isn't always healthy. And coming into this season, coming into training camp, and I guess from the media, I kind of sensed that he wanted to relieve some expectations. The media would be like, "So Pettersson, so Elias, what can we expect from this season? Like you had a phenomenal rookie season. What are we going to see this year?" And for the most part, Pettersson was kind of like, I don't have any goals. I just come in and play hockey. He doesn't want to set expectations too high because, of course, the sophomore slump is a thing. However, what I will say from this, I guess, training camp and preseason is Pettersson is clearly a much stronger player and is clearly more ready than he's ever been. I know it is only the preseason, but it really seems as if PD has really elevated his game. And seeing him on the power play with guys like Hughes, Besser, finally signed, and Bo Horvat, it got me, and I feel like a lot of hockey fans, very excited to see what Pettersson can do this upcoming season. And now that we've seen Pettersson in action after this, I guess, long offseason, I really do feel like Elias Pettersson is going to elevate his game, and I expect to see 80-90 points. I think that's fair from Pettersson. Quinn Hughes is looking good, the team is looking good, and the other game when Quinn Hughes rushed out the puck with his elite vision and passed, I guess, fed Adam Gaudette for probably the easiest goal he's ever scored in his whole career, it got me very excited to see what we can expect from the Canucks' upcoming season. And I guess while we're still on the topic of the Vancouver Canucks, former 5th overall pick Juolevi has been sent down to the minors. Many people expected to see Juolevi in the lineup right away. I'm not necessarily, I don't really get that. I kind of expected him to start in the minors no matter what. I think regardless of how well Juolevi played, he probably would have started in the minors. Juolevi just came off a major knee surgery. And it'd be kind of foolish to start him in the NHL even if he was performing well. I believe he's going to play the majority of the season in Utica, but we will see him in a Canucks uniform at some point this season. Alright guys, next topic. Brayden Points signs a team-friendly deal. 3 years, $6.75 million AAV. Now of course, this is a bridge deal, but it is also a bridge deal that pays him $9 million in the final year of that deal. Which, of course, means if the Tampa Bay Lightning want to qualify Brayden Points in his RFA and in the year his contract expires, the minimum qualifying offer will be $9 million. So Point, he took a team-friendly deal today, but he will eventually get paid. We're starting to see a lot of the RFA dominoes start to fall. Obviously, Brock Besser, Mitch Marner, and now Brayden Points. And I honestly think this Brayden Points deal makes a lot of sense, and it's going to be a great deal in terms of the Tampa Bay's future. The thing is I think Brayden Points is just as good of a player as Mitch Marner. They're two different players. They play a pretty similar type of game, actually. But, just the value that you get from Brayden Points, and obviously it's a bridge deal. It's hard to compare a bridge deal versus a long-term deal like Marner's. But I feel like, and obviously we don't know the behind-the-scenes part of the whole Dubas-Marner situation, but I feel like it would have made a lot more sense for the Toronto Maple Leafs to go down a similar route to the Brayden Points contract. It's way more team-friendly for the time being, and it's going to allow the Tampa Bay to have a lot more success. Because obviously, they're not paying Brayden Points, $10+ million. Also, I guess I should mention is Nikita Kucherov took a massive team-friendly deal. So it also would have been very hard for the Tampa Bay Lightning to pay Brayden Points more money than Kucherov. I feel like that wouldn't work out too well. But overall, Points' contract is very good. There is a lot less risk to Brayden Points' contract. Obviously, he had a career year just like Mitch Marner last year. So if he doesn't perform to what he was doing last year, it's not a big deal because the real payday comes later. Whereas Mitch Marner, of course, if he doesn't come in next year and put up 80-90 points, then Marner's contract will look a bit steep. In 2019, there is definitely a lot less risk in paying an RFA, a bridge deal, which keeps them more competitive for earning that big buck contract later on. And yes, the Florida tax definitely does exist, which is why players like Point are taking these, I guess, team-friendly deals. But for the most part, I guess players will consider the Florida tax as a benefit, but it's definitely not a deciding factor. And now that Brayden Point has signed his deal, I think guys like Rantanen, their deal is going to come a lot sooner. I think the Rantanen deal is going to be a 3-year deal, just like Besser and I guess now Brayden Point. And I feel like we can expect around 3 years, around $7 million for Rantanen. Now Laine, he is a completely different story. And so on the topic of Laine, there's a lot of rumors that are starting to rumble around the league. Rumors, guys, keep in mind. There is no secret that the Buffalo Sabres have been shopping around defenseman Rasmus Ristolainen for quite some time now, for around the past year and a half. Especially after drafting Rasmus Dahlin in 2018. Because of this, many people are speculating that there could be a potential deal between the Sabres and the Jets. Especially since the Jets have been completely ravaged of their whole entire defensive core. Shipping out Jacob Trouba, not re-signing Tyler Myers, Sherrod, and the possibility, the stronger possibility of Dustin Byfuglien not returning. The Jets were a team that had a pretty good defensive blue line, and now it's just completely sparse. A potential trade of Laine and Ristolainen, I mean, it does make sense, but will it happen? I mean, maybe. Everyone likes to cling to this because it seems like it does make a lot of sense, but it doesn't mean it's always going to go through. Something to take into consideration is the Sabres obviously just signed Jeff Skinner to that what did I just say? To that monster contract. And if this deal were to ever happen, it just wouldn't work unless the Buffalo Sabres sent away some type of bad contract. And when I think of bad contract, I think of Kyle Okposo. So if the Buffalo Sabres, and I guess also guys, keep in mind, Rasmus Ristolainen, I forget the actual dollar amount, but he's on a very good contract. Very good value. So again, if they shipped out Ristolainen, they'd still need to make up some cap somewhere, and a guy like Kyle Okposo is exactly who I think of. And the Jets aren't going to be in any position where, that Okposo contract is going to kill them. However, if the Jets do get someone like Ristolainen and Okposo, expect, I guess, the Sabres to have to include a lot more value. Personally, I think Laine does have a bit more value than Ristolainen. I think Ristolainen, I'm a big fan of Ristolainen. I think he's a great defenseman. But the fact that Laine, he did come off that down season, but the fact that Laine does have, 40, 50 goal potential, I think that does outweigh Ristolainen. And he is quite a bit younger. So with that being said, if the Jets do take on Ristolainen and a guy like Kyle Okposo, expect the Jets to also receive some type of other compensation, maybe Casey Middlestat. He still does have some potential, maybe a first-round pick, something along those lines. Another team, of course, who would be interested in Patrik Laine is a team like the Carolina Hurricanes, who are absolutely loaded up with D. In fact, the Carolina Hurricanes really do seem like probably the perfect match. Falk is someone that comes to mind. Falk has been shopped around for the past couple years. However, he is currently tied to the Anaheim Ducks. I mean, recently those whole trade rumors between the Ducks and Falk, I guess Hurricanes, have kind of died down. But Falk could definitely be a good return for Laine. Obviously, they'd want more than just Falk. Obviously, prospects, something around that line. Maybe Nikas, is that a possibility? Perhaps. Because when you look at the Winnipeg Jets, they're definitely aging. Blake Wheeler's getting older. Dustin Byfuglien's getting older. He just might retire. But they do have a good mix of young guns and veterans. And if a Laine deal were to ever happen, expect a key defenseman to be a part of the return. Especially from what happened this past offseason. So guys, let me know what you guys think about a potential Laine deal. Do you see it happening? And if it will, what would that deal look like? I feel like it would have to be a blockbuster trade, obviously. I still think Laine can turn it around. I think he's going to be asking for a lot of money. But perhaps a bridge deal is in Laine's best interest. The last topic of the day is that the New York Islanders are finally getting their new arena. The Islanders arena has been kind of a meme for a long time now. Of course, they're always known for having the cars in the corner of the rinks. A lot of people like to joke about that, but it is great to see the Islanders finally receive a new arena. I just saw a bunch of pictures of it, and it looks super, super nice. So, if you're an Islanders fan, congratulations. You guys get to see Islanders games, and hopefully a spot that doesn't have a big SUV taking up around 10% of the lower bowl. Anyways guys, there's just some of the hockey news of the day. Thank you guys so much for watching. Also guys, I'm on the road to 50 followers on Twitch. I would really appreciate it if you went and followed me down below on Twitch. We're so close. We're having a blast. We're playing a lot of franchise mode, some HUT. Appreciate it guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys later.